Hello, welcome to the Re-Teed Podcast, episode 13. I am your host for today, Ocean. Joined with, as usual, the director of the Retranslated, Adaminator.
I don't know why I thought this was a good idea.
And one of the voice actors, Marcus, from the Re-Teed team.
Hello.
This is a terrible idea. Why did I think of this?
Why did you think of this?
Why did you think of this?
No surprise, episode 13. We're gonna do some stupid.
Yep.
Oh, we can't swear.
It's the funny number.
I'm going to bleep that. Oh no.
It's the funny number.
It is well, it's not the funny number.
It's a funny number.
We'll have to wait another, 40 episodes for that one?
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
There you go. But for anyone that's a fan of Kingdom Hearts, 13.
13, a really big number in the Kingdom Hearts series.
God, it's just
yeah.
It didn't even really become a thing until Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, most of the 13 stuff is in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Isn't there 13 worlds in KH1?
Yeah, technically. If you count Disney Castle, but, you can't play in Disney Castle, yeah, there's 13.
I count Disney Castle.
You have to for this theory.
But yeah, since this is episode 13, we're gonna go with the number 13 and all of its wonderful coincidences and appearances that Tetsuya Nomura strategically laid out in this franchise. Yes.
So I've just fucking realized, guys, I'm gonna be dating this exactly now, because it is currently just gone midnight, my end. What is the day at your end in America?
The 12th.
Oh, it's the 12th.
So what day is it here?
It's the 13th for you.
It's the 13th.
So when this video goes live, it's going to be the...
Oh my god, it's Friday the 13th! Oh my god!
No! So when this video goes live, it's going to be the 13th, though.
I hate this!
This was planned. There's no way this wasn't planned.
No, this was actually a coincidence, because I tried to set this up. I tried to set this up yesterday.
Fair.
Hilarious.
Oh my fucking god.
Wow. But yes, since we're focusing on the number 13, any theories regarding the number 13 in Kingdom Hearts that you guys want to share?
We'll do any theories, full stop. The 13 is the big one, but
yeah.
Talking theories about story or
just anything like the mobile games, KH4 versus 13,
or
whatever you want.
the Smash Brothers theory that it's canon that Sora is in Smash Brothers.
I did hear that. Yes, it is canon.
I think the idea that people came up with was that with him sleeping as he entered the Smash Brothers world. It's actually him sleeping in the pod in Chain of Memories, and he's just dreaming it all.
Smash Bros was a dream when he was in the pod. Yeah.
I first off, how does Sora dream about future clothes?
Oh man. But yeah, Marcus, any theories you want to share for the podcast?
The first one, because other RPs and stuff that I'm in that I do in my off time, there a lot of people have been talking about The World Ends With You.
Yeah.
And I just recently thought of this. Most of those usually take place in Shibuya. Now, where does Sora wake up in Kingdom Hearts 4?
Looks like Shibuya.
Which is basically Shibuya. So what if Sora actually is completely dead and he has to play the Reaper's game?
Oh.
I see.
Because the Reaper's game is essentially basically the Reaper's game is a set of trials and stuff like that you have to go through in order to return to life.
Well, they basically said that, Strelitzia told him that it's basically like an underworld to those guys, but or an afterlife, as she puts it.
She says it's a normal world, but to them, so to Strelitzia and to Sora,
it's like an afterworld.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a very fascinating idea. I would love that.
Because we've already met the Neo characters in Kingdom Hearts in Dream Drop Distance, and they already kind of
no, not Neo characters.
Well, The World Ends With You, rather.
The first game. We met there.
Joshua, Shiki, yeah.
Yeah, those fools.
Is it Rhythm and Beat as well?
Yes.
No, Rhyme and Beat, sorry, Rhyme.
Essentially the same thing.
No. That's why it's Rhythm and Rhyme. Anyway.
Anyways, yes. Adam, do you have any theories regarding 13 or anything crazy in the Kingdom Hearts lore?
I just think Nomura likes the number, and he just puts it in. Like, there's the obvious stuff. There's Organization 13, there's the True Organization 13.
There's 13 letters in Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
I don't think that's an intentional one. I think that's just whatever.
Yeah, coincidental.
Because the original title of the game wasn't it like Kingdom of Hearts? Or the Kingdom
I'm not
of
sure
Heart?
about that, actually.
It
Marcus,
might have
do you
actually
know
just
anything
been
about
Kingdom
that?
Heart, not Hearts. You know, like when
Pretty
the
sure it's always
first
been
trailers
Kingdom
go out. But I think, obviously you got the organization stuff, which is intentional. The 13 darks against the 7 lights, I think that's intentional, obviously.
Yes.
What else is there that could be intentional? I think they're the only ones that are like concrete, yes, 13.
Yeah. Pretty much like canon to the lore and stuff. Things that are non-intentional, though, I do have a box of fun facts for 13.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, so if you see all the numeric titles for all the Kingdom Hearts games, let's try adding all the numbers in the Kingdom Hearts titles. So we have 1 and 2 and 3, 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, 0.2. Now if you ignore 358 over 2 days, adding all those other numbers, you get 13.
Wait, what?
Nomura?
Wait, where did the
Yes,
2.8 thing
sir.
come from?
Oh, what's that?
Oh no, 2.8 is the number from... Oh, that's from the Dream Drops.
Yeah, it's from
Yeah.
the collection,
For
yeah.
fuck's sake! It does... I will say, it's a compelling theory if you completely ignore the... If you completely
358.
ignore 358 over 2 days. Which,
Yeah.
I mean... Technically, Xion didn't exist after that one, so, I mean, sure.
Yeah, some other facts that some people know. Sora, Riku, Kairi are 13 letters. Roxas Axel
Yeah.
Xion is 13 letters, yeah. Even the freaking creator himself, Tetsuya Nomura, is 13 letters.
Oh, for God's sake. That's only in Romanji, though.
Yeah.
Like, his name could very
Exactly.
easily be, like, Steve. Oh, I just hit something on my table.
Oh!
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just going to get picked up in the recording.
Sense,
no,
But yeah,
Steve Nomura.
Steve
really-
Nomura.
Doesn't really have the same ring now, does it?
Nah, not really.
To be fair, with the Sora, Riku, Kairi thing, it's the...
Yeah.
They all make sense as names because obviously Sora means sky, Riku means earth, and Kai means sea. So obviously they extended that to Kairi.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just makes more sense that like all of the names have 2 syllables each, and that's just a bit of a punchy Sora, Kairi, Riku. It's just a nice punchy sort of naming convention, which happens to use 13 letters.
Yes. Now, if you want to go really meta with the number 13, with non-intentional stuff, in the cinematic intro to Kingdom Hearts 1, the letter M of Kingdom Hearts is zoomed in, and M is the 13th letter of the alphabet.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
That's a
Nomura's a
stretch.
madman.
That's a stretch.
You know what else is a stretch? It's just something fun that people sort of kind of figured out, but the phrase Donald used cure and the Hydra's back is also 13 letters each.
Come on.
Theory. I heard a theory that that Luxord is actually Aegis.
Aegis? Who's Aegis?
Oh, you're talking about
Aegis
Aegis
is-
and Magia. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that he's that Luxord is
Yazora's
actually
friends.
he's one of Yazora's friends. That's why you may or may not have seen him in the ending, because we don't know who it was that was driving him around.
Well, okay, so my argument with that is that you can't always say, oh, well, because it's the same voice actor, it's the same character, because it's pretty much confirmed that Robert Atkin Downes did the voice of both Luxord and that cab driver. But it's also
don't you find it weird that they didn't credit him in the end?
It's also worth noting that he was also the voice of Davy Jones in that game. And you're not gonna sit here and try and tell me that Luke Sword is Davy Jones.
But here's the thing: it's one, you could have fooled me, but two, like they credit him in the credits. Like in the credits when you're watching the game, it says Robert Atkin Downes, Davy Jones, Robert Atkin Downes, Luxord. But then it never does it again after the impressive.
It's one line.
Is it not?
He's already credited. Why would you give him another credit?
Because they don't want to give us the name of the character that he was portraying.
I guess it's kind of spoilery, yeah.
They could have just put him as cab driver or something.
Limo driver, yeah.
No, to be fair, they do have things like that's why you have like additional voices in there. Like in case there's just like background characters, they don't really have names. Like like the people of Arendelle. Like that's a bad example. There's no people in Arendelle.
Yazora's girl, because she doesn't really have a name yet.
I think she's not. Yeah. I think she's credited as additional voices.
Yeah.
Nameless Star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take it from somebody who's played Project Noctflugel several times.
Nameless Star or Stella, that's what the fans call her, yeah.
Does Noctflugel have 13 letters?
Let me see.
I don't think that falls into your
I don't think so, no.
It's got 11. It's got 11.
11.
Right. What's the name of the that horrible gummy ship that appears in Kingdom Hearts 3? The one with the really fantastic music. It's the one based on the shoot 'em up that Square Enix made like years and years ago.
Good question.
Which, can I just say, so apparently with that, the reason that is in Kingdom Hearts is because the guys who made that original shoot 'em up did the Kingdom Hearts 3 gummy ship sections. So they sort of
interesting.
Yeah, so that's how that was all made. And I don't care what people say. Like, I love the Kingdom Hearts 3 gummy ship sections.
Mm-hmm.
Just the idea of there's a crevice here. I can fly through that. Oh, there's a gem. I will smash that open. It's fun to explore.
Yeah, it's a lot more open world now compared to KH 1 and 2. Yeah,
but it also means things like it means that thanks to that mission, we've now got 3 Square Enix properties represented in Kingdom Hearts now. You've got Final Fantasy, you've got The World Ends With You, and now this shoot 'em up game that they made, which I can't remember the name of. I'm pretty sure Marcus is looking up
House
now.
of the Dead?
House of the Dead?
I said House of the Dead. I don't know.
It's not House of the Dead. Typing of the Dead. Let's bring Typing of the Dead into Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man.
Wouldn't you love to see... I would love to see, a gritty shooter brought into Kingdom Hearts, but instead of, actual guns, there's paintball guns and paint bullets. It's you got me, I'm just gonna head off.
Oh, man. But yes, regarding 13, as we know, the man himself, Tetsuya Nomura, he worked on the cancelled project Versus 13.
Yeah.
What you
never saw the light of day.
What you know about that Versus 13?
Oh boy. Well, I know Adam, he knows a lot about Versus 13.
Well, yeah, so I don't know how I feel about the whole Versus 13 thing. So, in my mind, if a Final Fantasy game has a number, it's tied to the main core game of which that number is associated. I.e., when you have Final Fantasy X, you have Final Fantasy X-2, which is a direct sequel to that. Or you have, like, Final Fantasy VII, where you have Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, Advent Children. All of those are tied to Final Fantasy VII. So when you hear Versus 13, you think, oh, well...
You always think Lightning in that crew.
You what, sorry?
You always were thinking about Lightning. And that,
it's got to be tied to Final Fantasy 13. But, like, it's not. Like, me and Notion very recently watched through all the trailer stuff, and we're not going to spoil anything because that's another guy's video. But we went through all the trailers that were in Versus 13, and they say so little about the original story that it may as well have just been Final Fantasy 15 right from the beginning.
Right? Like, just a quick mention of Etro, the goddess of death, and then some combat here and there,
Like, we're lucky that we even got Noctis's name.
Right?
And even then, like, half the stuff that appears in those trailers never make it to the final game of 15.
Now, people watching this, you're probably wondering why we're even mentioning Versus 13. Well, it just so happens it does have connections to Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
So, yes.
So people may or may not
explain that.
Yeah, people may or may not know that there is a trailer that was originally for Versus 13, where Noctis is in the back of a black car, and he's being driven through the city. He's sort of contemplating to himself. Yeah, whatever. I don't know if it's a Regalia, but he's in the back of one of the cars.
Yeah, he's going to Insomnia,
If people may not understand where I'm going with this, it's basically a shot-for-shot version of the Yozora ending scene of the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Basically that. Like, and we're not even talking like, oh, it's coincidental with it. We're talking shot for shot, exactly the same.
Exactly, yeah.
So
there's also subtle music hints of the song Somnus that's played when you see Riku walking down.
I was just about to say that in the KH3 secret ending, before we even get any of the DLC, in the secret ending where they're walking through Quadratum, Somnus plays.
Somnus,
and it just so happens. Oh, Somnus is one of the main themes of Final Fantasy Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 15.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like an opera sort of song. Like there's like a lady singing. It's very beautiful.
Did they just play like a few of the notes rather than the actual song?
Yeah,
it's like right at 1:30 here. I'll actually just put it in the no voice here.
I'll watch it later.
Literally, like the first, you'll know exactly, like the first 10, 15 seconds, and then go to the secret ending and watch 1 minute 13. 1 minute and 30 seconds.
All you've done there is, I'm not going to watch it. All you've done there is create a Discord blip in the fucking recording.
Good. Here, I'll make another one.
Please don't! Stop it!
Oh, but yeah, moving on to a little bit more of the connections between Versus 13 and Kingdom Hearts. So there is a special item that you receive for beating Yozora, and it's called the Crystal Regalia.
Yeah.
The Regalia is the car that Noctises use in Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm. And obviously Crystal being quite an important thing in the whole Final Fantasy thing in general.
Being in every Final Fantasy game,
Yeah. I think it's generally accepted that, like, what ties all the Final Fantasy games together are things like Chocobo, people named Sid, and Biggs and Wedge, and Moogles. But in terms of story, it's the Crystal.
Yeah. Pretty much. Mm-hmm.
It's the Crystal
because it gives the power of magic.
Yeah, it gives everyone magic powers.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying Nomura is trying to revive Versus 13, but he is paying homage to his canceled project, because that was his baby. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's definitely he's definitely referencing a lot.
Yeah.
So it's fair to say that if we ever see more Kingdom Hearts 4 stuff, we're going to be comparing it to the stuff we saw in Versus 13. But I'll tell you now, the bit of Yozora in the car, you've basically already seen like a third of the Versus 13 trailers.
Yes.
It's like they really do not show much. Like, I think if I'm right in saying the first time they show combat in that game, that's when they're changing the name from Versus 13 to 15.
Yeah, it was originally going to be part of the Fabula Nova Crystallis trilogy, but it turned into Final Fantasy 15. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is for the best. Oh, we say. Yeah, no, it's I think it's for the best. Not just deserved his own story rather than being tied to two other games and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Nomura's like, if I can't...
Listening to an interview of just that couple of the developers talking about 15, they basically said it was a bunch of anime guys with cool hairs going on a road trip. It was meant to be a game for the bros.
No, yeah, it basically was. It was because with every other Final Fantasy game, you don't start off with a full party. You have like 3 or 4 people, and you slowly build up team members. It's only really the early stuff where they didn't have the technical capability to have new party members. But then in comes 15, and you have like 4 main characters who are in the team at all times, like right at the start, right the way through to the end. You do have the occasional moment where they leave at some point, or you gain another party member for one mission, but like it's very much guys being guys. Like, you go around in a BMW Regalia whatever car, like go camping and hunting for food and fishing, beating up monsters. It's basically a lad's holiday. But with swords.
Bros.
We've gone off track. It's weird that we've gone off track and away from the conspiracy theories.
Oh man, yeah. Did you guys have anything else to say regarding theories at all for Kingdom Hearts? It doesn't have to be connecting to 13. So anything at all.
I think a decent theory, is that somehow, some way, Yozora's, because obviously what they've talked about in the end of Melody and Memory is that there's this.
Yeah,
is that Quadratum is another realm, in the realm of fiction.
Yeah.
Unreality, yeah. So something that I heard, it can be related to, I guess, a mixture of Klonoa and the Keyblade Mark of Mastery that Sora and Riku went through. That they were able to, that Yozora, the reason he was asleep in the car, they said, impressive, is it not? Yeah. Some people say, oh, he's just referring to the city, because maybe Yozora doesn't go to the city that often. Well, other people are theorizing that Yozora was using some kind of magic or technology that they had, and that's why he was asleep in the car, and that is how he encountered Sora, because he was in a dream.
The theory is,
I think it's a dream.
He was using some sort of dream drop technology, maybe. Dream drop distance,
I think it was just straight up dream stuff, because Yozora does straight up say the line, I've been having these weird thoughts lately. You know, the infamous lines that appear at the start of Kingdom Hearts 1. Obviously, my theory is that, because Yozora says these lines, because Sora said them at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, what we're essentially happening now is that Yozora is basically going to be, the quote-unquote main character of...
He's the parallel, yeah.
Yay!
But, and I know this is going to annoy Marcus, because...
Probably.
We've talked about this before, but I really want Yozora to be an actual villain. Someone who seems really, really nice, comes across really likable, but has these
nice at all.
You know what's funny?
Has these ulterior motives that are no, I need to do these.
You know what's funny? If we see Yozora beating Sora as one of the canon endings, Yozora literally... Oh, what's up?
I think it needs to be canon because in the KH4 trailer, literally Sora wakes up, Strelitzia knocks on his door, he's like, oh, hello? And she's like, yeah, you've been asleep. You got here 7 days ago. You've been asleep ever since.
We haven't
so I'm hoping that means, you know, he defeated Sora, he was put in his crystal form, then Yozora took him back.
Yeah, I was going to say it's funny because Yozora would have dragged Sora's body to Strelitzia's apartment, into the couch.
Yeah. I actually think that both endings are canon. In that, like, they're just constantly having these dreams where they're fighting each other, and sometimes Yozora wins, sometimes Sora wins. Because otherwise, you can't use... If you want to say that one is canon, one is not, then you can't have both Sora turning into Crystal and Robert Atkin Downes being the voice actor for the Cappy.
We might have two diverging universes, but I still think there's just one true universe in the Kingdom Hearts lore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's either... Marcus makes sense, because Sora is sleeping on the couch. That means maybe he got knocked out by Yozora and was dragged to the apartment. Yeah.
Did you know that when Sora got added to the Smash, it was version 13?
Oh, wow.
Yep, sure was.
And he was also the 13th DLC character to be added. Wait, that might not be true.
Well, the DLC past the first one had 5, and then the second one had 6.
It is true. It is true.
But then before him, they had Piranha Plants.
Yeah, no, if you include Piranha Plants, it's 13. You have Piranha Plants plus the 5 DLC. And then you have the 5 DLC before Sora. Pirate and Myth are counting as 2, so that's 6. That's 6 in both sections. I think people were counting Banjo and Kazooie as one thing, but like, if you
Pirate and Myth have kind of like their own movesets to some degree.
Yeah. I think
you could actually choose one over the other, like when you're choosing.
I think people were not including Piranha Plant, but were only including the DLC. But you have things like Banjo and Kazooie are 2 separate ones. Pirate and Mythra are 2 separate ones, and therefore that makes Sora the 13th character.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know Nomura and Sakurai, they're like good friends, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I think they are good friends. It's why, I mean, it's how Cloud got that extra special animation in Smash Bros. Like he gets on the Slash version 5 if you're using a specific costume.
Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, going back to Yozora. So we see that Yozora, he was met in the final world, and he told Sora, I was sent to save you, or something like that. I went through some trials.
To kick his kindergarten shit in.
Yeah. What do you guys take from that? He was here to save him. He went through trials to
I feel like I don't know about these trials, and I'm very curious to know what he meant by that. But I feel the Nameless Star is meant to be the girl that Yozora is trying to save. It's very heavily hinted that that's who that was. I personally think maybe the Master of Masters is somewhat affiliated with Yozora, and he's the one that sent Yozora to get.
That's what I'm thinking. Sora. Like, he made a deal with Yozora, maybe like, you go save Sora, I'll resurrect your girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 13 floors in Castle Oblivion.
Yes.
Yep.
If we want to go back to 13.
No, we don't have to. I keep going with your story. It's fine. I'm just going to interject every so often.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, because, like, yeah, Dearly Beloved, Hollow Bastion, Radiant Garden, they all have 13 letters, but yeah.
No, I think, to be honest, I think we're looking in the wrong place for all the theory crafting. I think we need to look at that Viren Rex trailer a lot closer now.
I have seen that plenty of times.
Is there nothing in there?
I don't know. I just watch it because I like it.
Fair enough.
It's got Yozora in it.
Yeah, it's very Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
The fact that Nomura has come out and said that he really wanted to make a Verum Rex game, but as for right now, it's on hold because he would worry too much about Sora. That is why they're currently making Kingdom Hearts 4 before anything else.
Yeah.
How dare!
How
dare!
I do kind of like that they want to focus on Kingdom Hearts 4.
I'm glad because I mean that they put Kingdom Hearts 3 on the back burner for so long.
Yeah.
That I'm glad that they're not going to shelf it again.
So, am I right? Like, in fact, this ties into the fucking 13 thing again. So, the time difference between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 was 13 years.
13 years, 7 months, and like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah.
The point is that, like, people keep saying, like, oh, fucking, we waited so long for Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, no, you didn't. You only knew about the thing, like, back in 2013. And even then, it was far too early.
Yeah, honestly, we probably won't see KH4's release anytime soon, because Nomura's busy directing FF7 Remake. So.
Very much so. But I reckon we will see, calling it now, I reckon we'll see one more trailer this year. It's early enough in January where I can confidently say we'll probably see something. Whether or not it will actually lead to anything, that's to be seen. But I reckon we'll see one more trailer this year, a trailer next year, and in that trailer, we'll get a general idea of release date. Because Nomura has admitted that he showed off the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 too early.
Yeah, because the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 looked nothing like the actual game when it came out. when the first trailer came out,
So he showed off the idea of Kingdom Hearts 3 way too early. He admitted this, and it wasn't until we got like 2 years into development when they switched engines and they showed off gameplay that is actually looking like the final game. What, about 3 or 4 years before the game came out? So I reckon we're not going to be waiting a massive amount of time for Kingdom Hearts 4. But we will be waiting, at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not going to be anywhere near as long as Kingdom Hearts 3, though.
I'm sure he has to deal with another licensing issues with new Disney Worlds or new Square Enix Worlds.
Yeah, that is where half the trouble comes from. It's like licensing issues.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of licensing, going back to Smash a second, didn't they reveal that Disney actually were the ones that were like, yeah, great, put Sora in Smash, and it was Nomura that was holding it back.
Supposedly, Nomura was holding it back because he wanted to quote unquote find a way for it to be canon.
Oh man,
I think
that was the reason that I heard.
think the actual reason is that Nomura wanted the gameplay to be representative of as close to as possible as Kingdom Hearts. And they were trying to figure out whether or not to go with Kingdom Hearts 1 or Kingdom Hearts 2. I think they settled on a kind of a blend on both, but mostly Kingdom Hearts 1.
Seems to be essentially a limit form.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the KH1 model, but you get like the drive forms and other forms that you see in KH2 and KH3. So yeah.
I still love the little detail that when you dual wield as Sora, he gets in the Valor form position. That's still cool.
He does. That's a very good.
Such a cool little detail.
What else was there? So I know that a lot of other characters, when they dual wield, they just have the two swords, don't they? But Sora actually holds the two swords in Valor form, doesn't he?
Yep.
What else is there? There was obviously the detail that if you defeat someone as Sora, when they're using the health rather than the percentage, it all goes into
slows down,
which is a really, really nice detail.
And you see the nice detail of the other Kingdom Hearts characters on the Station of Awakening murals.
Yeah, well, I was going to say to that. So if you knock people out and you end up on if one guy ends up on one stop left, that's when it changes from Hollow Bastion to
the Station
Battle
of
Heart.
Awakening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
such a cool detail.
Oh yeah.
And what's disappointing is that if you turn off hazards, it doesn't do that. I would argue it's the only map in Smash Brothers that is actively made worse by turning hazards off. Like most of the maps, if you turn the hazards off, it's alright. I mean, like take that Mega Man stage, fucking hell.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other things we could talk about regarding theories and whatnot. Yeah.
Also, Arcanum, if it lets you hit up to 13 times.
I still really want to know what Yozora is the commander of.
Is it?
Because when they were trying to wake him up, you could hear the guy going, "Commander, Commander."
Oh.
Yeah, so this time he's not a prince, he's a military commander.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I mean, there's theories out there, like maybe he is just like the military commander of some kind of army, but we don't know. Ooh.
So I wonder how, like, we saw that Sora wakes up in Quadratum and the Heartless or whatever kind of darkness creature shows up there. I wonder where I wonder where. I heard this weird theory. One, like, I wonder where Yozora was during that when the Heartless showed up, and I heard that two. And I really hate this theory because it plays off of like Sonic Unleashed with the werehog or whatever the hell he was.
Go on.
So essentially, somehow, some way, Sora and Yozora get connected, and there's going to be a day-night cycle when you're in Quadratum. During the day, you play as Sora, and at night, you play as Yozora.
Oh, it's like Fiona from Shrek.
That would be really weird.
It's like Fiona,
I think that would be a Dream Drop Distance stuff.
Dude, I would have so many Drop Me Nots.
I
would have beaten the game several times over and be like, don't you want to go play as Sora? No. I've been playing as Sora for 22 years.
Actually, can I ask,
somebody else?
When you guys play Dream Drop Distance, how do you try and play the game? Do you just let the drops happen, or like? Do you
I'm not gonna lie. My first time playing it was before I met you, so I hated Riku. So guess whose story I beat first?
Oh, so you dropped out of Riku as quickly as possible to...
I went and you have to go do Sora's part of Traverse Town, then do Riku's part of Traverse Town, then you could just do it normally.
Yeah.
I went straight to the store and bought a bunch of Drop Me Nots. And stayed away from Riku.
Fair enough.
And it's funny because I was like, no Riku in this game, and now for like Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm pissed that he only had like an hour of screen time.
Yeah.
I'm pissed that he had the amount of screen time that he did. I was like, why do you not give this man more screen time?
It genuinely baffles me that you hated Riku. Like, I could understand people being like, yeah, Riku's fine. He's not really...
I never stopped to actually pay attention to his character arc.
Because
I wouldn't say all that. Nah, listen, man. I made this abundantly clear when I first joined the server that I was a diehard Roxas fan.
Yeah.
And it scarred my mind how he destroyed my boy Roxas.
Ah, right.
So I feel like that's why I was always biased. But once you actually told me to, hey, Marcus, sit down, take a week, play through all the Kingdom Hearts games again, and just pay attention to Riku. And I was like, alright, fine. And I did that. I played through all the games in a week. I no-lifed it. And then I went to Adam like a week later, like, dude, I'm gonna actually take this Riku role seriously.
Yeah.
I definitely
That's exactly how the conversation went.
Basically, yeah, because for people that don't know, I think I might have mentioned this before, but when we were doing part 3, in fact, if you actually listen back to the original parts 1 and 2, Marcus's voice acting wasn't amazing for Riku. But if you listen to part 3 and anything after that with Riku, Like, he really puts in a massive amount of effort for it because I told him, hey, Riku's actually chill.
Riku's chill. Just go listen to the story and literally once you actually play through not Dream Drop Distance, Days again, Chain of Memories again, you see all the guilt that he has over it, and then going into Kingdom Hearts 2 and that you're like, no, he's not just trying to avoid and just screw with Sora. He is actually embarrassed to be seen by Sora. That's why he avoids him the entire time.
Speaking of Riku kicking Roxas' ass, the words "secret episode" have 13 letters.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I could go on and on with that. Like, Markham Mastery, Ansem's Reports, Light Darkness, they all have 13 letters.
I'm just looking at this thing, it's like, okay, there's some developer names. There's Tetsuya Nomura, there's Yoko Shimomura, there's Keiji Kawamori, Sachiko Miyano. I don't know who those last two are, but they're on this list. But there's things like Chains to Bond and Key of the Brave. I'm like,
Ventus Vanitas,
where the hell are you getting these? Like, you're
Bro,
just making stuff up.
The fans just collected it throughout the years.
It's like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, obviously it's non-intentional, besides Organization 13, obviously, but yeah. But yeah, I definitely relate when you say Roxas is your favorite character, because, like, that KH2 prologue, never forget the angsty teenage emotions that he felt like when he was told, you were never supposed to exist.
Oh, Marcus is being dragged away by someone.
Oh, gotcha.
So no,
but yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
They tried. They can try.
So
yeah. Another little with number 13. Ars Arcanum. It hits 13 times if you do everything correctly.
I said that earlier.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
This is why, but this sort of proves the point why this whole number 13 thing is complete and utter horseshit. It's like, there's not many instances of the number 13 in Kingdom Hearts. It's just that people are forcing it. Like, fucking hell, like, I can find number 13 in other games. Like, Final Fantasy 13. There's a 13 in the title. Oh, Final Fantasy 13. And you know that there's 13 missions in the game.
Yeah, and like literally the title Final Fantasy 7 has 13 characters. Like, it's all non-intentional.
Yeah, no, like, you can force this of anything. Like, Bayonetta, you could have 13 letters if you added 4 more. I don't know, I actually know that's right.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's right or not.
Or there's 13 weird symbols around the black box. Like, you can do this with anything,
you
bro.
can do it with anything. This is why the fucking 13 theory crafting is bullshit. And I'm allowed to call this out now because we're in the 43rd minute of recording and I'm hacked off.
It is. Like, it is bullshit because it has nothing to do with the lore besides Organization 13. Yeah.
That's... It's just so dumb.
I think fans just like picking fun facts about the lore.
Kingdom Hearts fans, you are allowed to love this game. Like, genuinely, I love this game. Ocean loves this game. Marcus loves it. Everyone in this project love this game. Maybe not Laurie because she's never played them, but the point is, everyone I work with loves these games. But this whole 13 thing is horseshit.
I mean, to be fair, it's not as convoluted as some of the mobile game lore theories that I've heard. Because the mobile game goes even more crazy.
Well, with the story stuff, I'm all right with like theory crafting with that stuff because it's like,
yeah, because it's actually part of the story.
Yeah, it's about the story, and it could tie to the future and things like that. But it's like, did you know that Sora knocks on the door 13 times in Hollow Bastion? It's like, what? Like, is that even true? I don't know.
Like, the funniest one I've heard is Donald has 4 fingers, Goofy has 4 fingers, and Sora has 5 fingers. It's 13. That's the funniest one I've heard.
Oh my god.
My god. People just like to troll, bro.
It's like, did you know that Sora has 5 fingers on each hand and 5 toes on each foot? If you add them all together, that's 20. You take away the 7 life, that's 13!
Hey, that's little bit of a stretch, but yeah.
Shut up! It's not much more of a stretch than fucking... What was this other one? A legitimate one. Sora's combatant number in Dream World Distance when fighting Rinzer is 13. Ah!
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you count the number of belts Sora has worn throughout the franchise, 13!
Ah!
Oh, man.
If
you want to go really obscure, you need 13 Orichalcums to make the ultimate weapon in TH2.
But you can only get 7 lights.
Yeah, you can only get 7. Yeah, 7 lights.
We need to stop with the
Nomura, you madman.
It's like I hate these sort of theories. Like it's things like the Pixar theory or like the Rugrats theory. It's like, yeah, they're fun ideas to think about, but don't take them seriously. Stop
Nomura,
trying to ruin things.
If I ever meet you, Nomura, I really want to like study your mind, like have a long conversation with you, man.
Put in a chair and just scan his brain, see what's going on in there.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Have you guys heard about the Rugrats theory?
I have not.
I've heard some messed up theories about Rugrats.
The most prevailing theory of the Rugrats theory is that Angelica is the only one that's actually alive, and that all of the other babies are figments of her imagination.
Actually, I think the theory is that Angelica and Susie and Baby Dill are real. Everybody else is made up.
Huh.
Yeah, no.
That reminds me of the...
There's a reason that Dill looks weird.
That reminds me of the Christopher Robin theory in Winnie the Pooh. Like, none of them exist except Christopher Robin.
Well, it's like Ash in Pokemon. Like, the theory is that when he was attacked by the Spearow in the first episode, he was knocked out, and the Ho-Oh actually gave him the wish of becoming this legendary person. Like, as of recording this, they just recently announced that Ash is leaving the series, and they're actually going to be retiring the character and creating new characters for the series. If the final episode ends with like a heart monitor in a hospital going like beep, 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 and it just flatlines, I'm gonna be genuinely pissed off.
I would have been like, good job, Matt Pat.
I love the idea of these stupid theories, but like, please don't take them seriously. They are like, it's fun to speculate about theories of like the future, or like there was actually another theory about Kingdom Hearts where the idea was that Arendelle was supposed to be a completely different world before Disney got involved, and it's like, yeah, I can reasonably see that, because you're not trying to say that Sora died in this world. You're not trying to force the number 13 down our throats in this. It's just a very genuine, like, Arendelle was supposed to have been this, and it ended up becoming this. And it's like, I like theories like that. Or story theories, as we've just been doing for the past hour. But it's like...
there's some good theories. There's some good theories, but yeah, it's the crazy stuff that doesn't really make sense.
But the biggest one for me is the Pixar theory. Like, can we not just have movies that are nice to watch? Like, I like Ratatouille. I don't like the idea of like watching Ratatouille and fucking Lightning McQueen just goes ka-chow outside of the fucking restaurant. I'm like, I don't need this in my life.
Yeah, I don't need a mater fighting alongside me, killing Heartless.
Oh god, it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen.
I wouldn't mind it.
There's gonna be a world based on cars, and we're all gonna be very upset.
Sora has a car.
Calling it now.
There's a car world. I will uninstall the game immediately.
Calling it now.
Uninstall.
Donald will be a Vespa.
Oh, that'd be cursed.
Donald or Goofy, one of them is gonna be a bug.
Like a Volkswagen Bug.
yeah, like a Volkswagen Bug, or a smart car with their luck.
No, I reckon it would be. I reckon Donald will end up being like one of those pit, like, you know, the pit stop car that's in the first movie.
Oh yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god!
Pistol.
Yes.
That
Little
guy.
pit stop car, yeah.
I reckon Donald would be
Luigi.
that, and Goofy would be like something a bit bigger, like maybe a tow
He's
truck.
gonna be a van.
No, I reckon
tow
he'd be a
truck or
tow
a van.
truck.
I could see it.
Oh, a
Like
van?
truck.
Yeah, it could be a van actually.
The van. that guy who was always stoned, like, what's up, man?
Man,
Do you
let's
think
open
if you
your
fight in the
mouth.
car? Do you think if you fight in the car wheel, you'd actually fight like Sora, or you'd have to drive around like a car?
Yes.
Like, there's no
Well-
lock on. You have to just like, it just becomes Need for Speed at that point.
I was about to say it would have to be a mini game world. It would have to be like how Terra
Yeah.
had the racing mini game. It'd be
Oh
like
my
that. except-
god!
Yeah.
That is the only way that I could tolerate cars
Yeah.
being Kingdom Hearts.
I don't even know if you would.
if it was a racing minigame world.
I don't even know if you would use a Keyblade. Maybe something like Pride Lands where he puts it in his mouth. That's all I can think of.
It's like he opens up his mouth, sticks out his tongue, and there's the Keyblade.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh man. But yeah, it'd be like a racing world. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the only way I could tolerate cars being in Kingdom Hearts. Oh, god.
At least Halloween Town looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not quite at an hour, but I'm happy to call it here, to be honest.
Yeah, there's only so
Not
much
a
you can
point.
say when it comes to Kingdom Hearts.
Is there
series
even
that-
a point giving a name to this episode?
I would
Number
say
13.
Oh no, like
No-
for the thumbnail, I planned, like, you know how the thumbnails are quite uniform and you got the number in the bottom corner.
Nomura Crazy
I'm
on
gonna go
13
fucking
or
ape
something.
shit with the editing. Nomura's what? Sorry?
Oh my
Nomura
god.
Crazy 13 Ideas.
It's a bit too.
Hold on.
It's a bit too boring title. What's your oh my god, Marcus?
Hold on. I'm brainstorming real quick.
Your brain.
Keep-
Am I about to get
Just-
another Discord ping?
You might. You actually might.
Oh my god. Did you know there's 13 mushrooms? No one cares. We don't care anymore.
It's just so obscure at this point. Like, you do you, Nomura.
Oh god. Well, I think that's why 13 and 7 were used, was that 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number and 7 is supposed to be a lucky number, hence why they're used for darkness and light. But I think that's the only reason.
hmm
Like, there's no... It's not like, Ansem planned this whole thing because by choosing Sora, Kairi, and Riku, he's got 13 letters in there.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Are you about to create a title that's 13 letters long? Is that what you've done?
Oh.
Oh, for God's sake! He sent me something.
Yeah, I said this in the anniversary stream. Retranslate his 13 characters.
Oh, for God's sake! Ah!
I said this in the anniversary stream.
Oh, I don't like you
Oh
guys right
no.
now. I did not plan that.
Yep, just like
Bro.
Nomura, you did not plan it.
Yeah.
Is that
this
what our
was
title
never
is?
planned.
Retranslated has 13 characters.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yes. Yeah, that's the title.
Retranslated equals
Retranslated as
13.
13 letters. Yep.
Retranslated versus 13.
For God's sake. Ah,
That
God.
or, yeah, retranslated as 13 letters or retranslated versus 13. Pick your
But you
poison.
see what I mean? Like, this proves the point. It's like, I did not intentionally have retranslated be
Yeah,
13
dude.
letters.
Just like Tetsuya Nomura.
It's not even 13 letters. You have to force the colon to be one of them.
13
part of the title,
characters. 13 characters.
Oh. I don't like this. I'm going to end the recording.
Alright,
later.
see you guys.
See you later, guys.
Have fun with your theories.
Oh, hey, by the way, real quick.
What?
In the server, counting the activities bot, there's 13 people in the server.
Ah!